Hello, my name is Michael P. Atkinson, and I'm honored to be guest conducting the Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra for this season's Focus Series number 2, An Evening of Fanfare. Now, it's a rare treat to have the brass and percussion ensemble take center stage on an orchestral series, and I wanted to pull the curtain back on this program to share some of the history behind the tradition of brass and percussion ensembles. Most people associate a homogeneous group of brass and percussion with things like marching bands, concert bands, drum and bugle corps, and all of those occupy a different space in concert life than symphony orchestras. This began to change thanks to a very special recording project. In 1968, the brass sections of three major U.S. orchestras, the Philadelphia Orchestra, the Cleveland Orchestra, and the Chicago Symphony, all joined forces to record transcriptions of antiphonal music from the Italian Renaissance. The album was entitled The Antiphonal Music of Gabrielle. Gabrielle's music specifies groups of instruments to be placed on opposite sides in order to create an antiphonal or stereophonic effect as each group trades phrases back and forth. This style of writing was the perfect vehicle to showcase another dimension of brass sonorities. This album was the first of its kind and has inspired every generation of brass musicians since. In fact, when I was a French horn student at Juilliard, my teachers and fellow students referred to it simply as the Gabrielle record. I thought it was only fitting then to do an Orlando Philharmonic mini version of the Gabrielle record on this program, taking two of the same pieces and giving them a fresh interpretation. A vital practice in the tradition of brass ensembles is the creation of arrangements, specifically taking music that was originally written for one group of instruments and then rewriting it so it works well for a different group. While there is a lot of potential for musical expression with brass ensembles, there simply is not a large variety of original music for brass ensembles available. This is a problem that is solved with skillful arrangements, which gives brass musicians a chance to play genres they might not otherwise have had a chance to, while giving audiences a chance to hear familiar works through a new sonic lens. In the UK and parts of Europe, brass band culture has produced large-scale arrangements of nearly every famous orchestral piece, in addition to a large number of original works. This is a tradition dating back to the 19th century and continues to this day. Here in North America, the success of arrangements for brass can largely be attributed to the Canadian Brass and the Empire Brass. These are two virtuoso brass quintets who made a true art form out of pushing the artistic boundaries of brass music by performing, recording, and publishing arrangements of a huge swath of music, ranging from jazz, ragtime, Broadway, Baroque, classical, and even the Beatles. In the 1980s, the Canadian Brass embarked on a few recordings made in the same spirit of that famous Gabrielle record, joining forces with brass sections from major orchestras of Berlin, Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. Two of these recordings were focused on Gabrielle, but some others branched out into adventurous arrangements of major orchestral works of Wagner and Beethoven. And, it just so happens, we will be playing one of those on this program for you, Wellington's Victory, a piece by Ludwig van Beethoven. In addition to the Beethoven, you'll hear arrangements of popular works by Leonard Bernstein and George Gershwin, all of which will show you just how versatile and enjoyable the brass ensemble can be. I hope you enjoyed this little preview, and I hope you'll come join us at the Plaza Live on November 16th. Visit orlandophil.org for tickets and more information. Thank you.